and gentlemen, welcome back. My name is Justin, this is Cat Ghoulie, and today we're here to talk about the brand new sci-fi epic, Dune. I don't know why he's in this video, there's really no reason for it whatsoever, he's my friend. My only friend. Let's get on with the video. You know, recently social media has taught us to be self-conscious of our beverage choices. But today I threw caution to the wind and I bought myself an $8.50 pumpkin spice latte. And I'm going to enjoy every cent of it. You understand? Tastes like capitalism. Guys, welcome back. I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. Today we're here to talk about Dune. This is one of my most anticipated movies of the entire year. I've actually never read the book, but I'm a fan of the director Denis Villeneuve. Is that how you say it? I love his directing style. Everything that he puts on screen looks so grand and epic and huge, and I just love his visual style. Not to mention the amazing cast in this movie and the source material, which is widely regarded as one of the best pieces of science fiction literature ever created. Now, while talking about that literature, from what I've understood, as I've never read the book, from what I understand, it is so vast and so dense. The world created in Dune is so large that it's longly been considered one of the most difficult books to ever adapt to screen. David Lynch tried it in the 80s to mixed results. I know that's a pretty big cult classic. I actually recently just bought the Arrow edition of it, which I've never seen, so I need to watch that soon. But after seeing Dune, after watching this movie with all the hype and my love for this director, I'm left feeling that this movie very much feels like the first movie in a series. So what do I mean by that? It just feels incomplete in the way that, for the most part, every bit of this movie's 2.5 hour plus runtime is really table setting and world building. This movie is so densely filled with intergalactic space politics and space jargon that not much is left in the world of action or anything that leaves you feel super emotionally connected to this. I didn't find myself being moved too many times, and in fact, even when an integral character and an immediate family member of a character dies in this movie, I won't tell you who, I really didn't feel that much, and to me, it really didn't feel like the characters felt that much either. Not to say that I didn't enjoy Dune. Like I said, it's absolutely visually stunning. The world that Denis Villeneuve sets up, he just commands the screen with just some of the most beautiful visuals and imagery that we've seen in the past 20 years or so. The problems in this movie lie really specifically to my personal tastes, my personal opinions. I have a really tough time connecting with movies that exist in a world built on rules that only exist in that movie's world. What do I mean by that? I mean every piece of information given, every rule that exists in this movie only exists in this movie's world.
It's produced by the modal interaction of magnetoreluctance and capacitive diractance. The original machine had a base plate of prefamulated amulite surmounted by a malleable logarithmic casing in such a way that the two spurving bearings were in a direct line with a panometric fam. The lineup consisted simply of 6 hydrocoptic Marsal vanes, so fitted to the ambifacient lunar wane shaft that side fumbling was effectively prevented.
Every piece of dialogue is this just made up space jargon, bloop blop bleep, blargon, canargon, nargon, blargon, that just I personally can't always connect with. That's why I don't talk about a lot of Marvel movies or a lot of these super in-depth science fiction movies, because I just struggle to connect or care about anything that is just made up. It's all just made up nonsense that I just don't connect to.
It's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust. It doesn't exist.
The reasons that I don't connect to Dune are the exact reason that other people fucking love this stuff. They love the lore and the space politics and the equipment and the suits and everything that goes along with super deep science fiction.
Fugazi, fugazi, it's a wazi, it's a woozy, it's a fairy dust.
But the type of movies that I do like, that do make up its own nonsense rules and its own silly world building usually fall into the world of camp in the 80s and 90s as they're talking about spice harvesting and all these different families, intergalactic space politics. My mind just drifts off into a world of I don't care. And usually what does help you connect to these type of movies is the characters. When you care about the characters' motivations and the hero's journey and the relationships within these characters, if those are strong, you can find a little bit more emotional weight to that. In this movie, the characters are a little stiff, characters are written a little shallow, and the depth is just not there on an emotional level, at least for me. You know, you could ask, how do you like movies like Toxic Avenger or Poultrygeist or Brain Damage or ridiculous movies like that that have just as much nonsensical bullshit in them as Dune? And the reason is you're not asked to take it seriously. You're not asked to seriously accept anything as fact to be able to move on in the story. So I find it fun. To be sucked into the world of Dune, you have to not only get all of this information straight and remember it, you then have to take it seriously and accept it in this world. And I just have a hard time doing that with any of these types of movies. So with all of that being said, everything that is set up, all of this intergalactic politics, space jargon nonsense that's set up in this movie, I think paves a path for a really fun series once it picks up and things get fucking going. Because it is just a lot of exposition in this first movie that sets up the possibility for a lot of fun down the line. So I think I would recommend this movie if you're ready to fully invest in the entire series as a whole. Because a lot of people, I feel, after watching this movie will feel a little unsatisfied. This movie feels a little incomplete. In fact, I think when the first 10 minutes of this movie were shown in IMAX or something earlier in the year, it was billed as Dune Part 1. So this movie, like I said, very much feels like the first movie in a series, but I think it shows a lot of potential. But the second movie, you gotta give us some more action. You gotta give us some more carnage and weirdness and, you know, something that really pops, because the dialogue here ain't gonna be working for a lot of people. It's just too much exposition. So watch this movie if you're ready to be fully invested, or if you've read the books and you want to see how it translates to the screen, or if you're a fan of the original Dune movie and you want to see what a new director's take could be on it that's not the David Lynch take. If you're not into a lot of exposition and space politics and you don't want to watch people talk for 2 hours, you may have trouble with this one. So I'm just going to leave my review at that. In my reviews, I still don't have a rating system or a scoring system. I should probably do that so I can make my review, like give it a black and white rating or, you know, some sort of number to it. I don't know. Maybe I'll do that down the line. I'll take your guys' suggestion. But anyway, guys, that's my review for Dune. I hope that wasn't too rambly for you guys. I know I went off on a few tangents, but that's my opinion on Dune. Guys, I think we're done here. Stay weird. Remember to always be yourself, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers to $8.50 coffees. Cheers to Starbucks.